Do you guys need their names?
Hello, everyone. How are we doing? I feel like we're at a yum cha table. You know what I'm talking about.
All right.
Yes. It's the fabric.
That is a rig. Wow.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong line. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Hi.
Started. With National Treasure before you were back in series.
Familiar.
Yeah. Well, I think we were actually kind of the same. Like.
Yeah.
But I watched it as a kid, so I was just watching like things getting blown up and all that stuff. Didn't really understand what was going on, and then when I got the job, that's when I went back and watched both movies, and I was like, I wonder if this still holds up, and it does. It's like, I'm gonna say it's an American classic.
I think we should lead with that, yeah. I'm actually the only cast member who hadn't seen the movies before I got the job. Like, when it came across the proverbial desk, I was like, oh, I know these National Treasure movies. Like, Nick Cage is amazing. But I hadn't seen it. So when I got the job, I was like, now would be a good time to watch that. So I watched it, and yeah, as Jordan said, I was like, this is delightful. Like, what is there not to love? It's action and adventure and violence and romance and humor, and it's all put together in a family-friendly package. So different generations can enjoy it and love it. So I wasn't super familiar in the beginning, but now I would like to say that we're all experts.
Yes.
I noticed that like the characters are a lot younger than like the original movie. So do you think, in a way, it's like the fans of the original movie, they grow up, and this iteration of it is like for them kind of identity?
Well, it's interesting because, we do have like the Liam Sadusky character is, the grandson of Harvey Keitel. So it's like, yes, we've all grown up. But I think the cool thing about doing this 20 years later is we'll get the fan base, the people who loved the movies, but then we're also a younger group, and we'll really open it up to that younger generation and the teen generation, the early 20s. Like, we talk about social media, there's all that stuff. So I think we hopefully are successfully throwing out a really wide net to get a good audience.
Yeah, and I think it being a different generation, a younger generation, it just really opens up the conversation of like, you can really do anything, especially if you started at a young age. I mean, like, I think seeing a group of young kids go on a treasure hunt is going to inspire a lot of people to just, I think, go for what they believe in and go for just go big or go home.
Yeah, and maybe pay attention in history class, because the history is pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
Can you talk a little bit about what drew you to some characters?
What, sorry?
Your respective characters?
What drew us to it? I think the Wibbs did a really good job of casting people who kind of had a lot of the same aligned values and mannerisms, and then they just trusted us to do the job. So it's kind of that idea of acting where I'm not pretending to be an agent, I'm Lyndon in these different circumstances. So I'm not necessarily doing something completely different than what I would do. I find a way to make that character really true to my essence. And I feel like we all just kind of have the essence of our characters already in us.
The casting
just nailed it.
They did a really great job, and they say like, oh, you're all so like your characters, and it's true. And it's like when I audition, it's like putting on a jacket that just fits really nicely, that feeling, and I just felt right.
Same.
Yeah.
That was beautifully put. A jacket that just fits.
When it just, this feels
I'm gonna
good.
steal that for another table.
And you don't feel like you're pushing for anything that's outside of yourself, and you can really just play with that. It's good.
Yeah.
Do you have anything specific that you're most excited?
Most excited,
yeah.
I just love that we get to deliver essentially 10 mini movies, and I hope that people just kick back every week and have so much fun watching it. I mean, National Treasure is all about these big set pieces, this action, and we get to deliver that in every single episode. I mean, there's gonna be a crazy sequence in every episode, so I just hope that people get to view this almost as movies 2 through 10, or 3 through 10.
And I think with what you get with a series, you can really dive deep into like the characters and the relationships and the nuances, and I want people to, you know, really fall in love with this cast and the show itself. Yeah.
What can you share about how your characters specifically become a part of Jess's journey?
Oh, you should start with that.
What can we what, sorry?
What can you share about how your characters become a part of Jess's journey?
Okay, so my character Ethan is Jess's childhood best friend. Like, they grew up together, and so they immediately have this a very close bond and connection, and he's very protective of her. Essentially, and I haven't actually talked about this yet, but can I talk about this? I'm going to say it.
I'll double check for you.
Jess's mom was my character's tutor, and I was sort of raised by her. She was kind of like a mom to me, so we were raised kind of under the same roof, and I will do basically anything to protect Jess. I will break rules if it has to be, and yeah.
And Agent Ross initially starts out as kind of an obstacle to Jess and Tasha, because I don't believe them when they come in with this story. And eventually, she might grow to be an ally, and I think it's really good to have friends in high places.
For sure. Thank you.
All right.
Sweet.
Yeah?
Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.